Hello, BookTube. Well, it's that time again, that melancholy moment, the last mail haul of the week. I will have my assistant hand me the mail, and we will do it together. But that's not the mail. It's so hard to find good help these days. Of course, you're all paying attention to the mail now, aren't you? Let's see what this first one is. Oh, what's that, baby girl? Finished copy. Oh, very good. All right, this is Yale's Jewish Live series. I have reviewed a few things in this Jewish Live series. This is Karl Marx. Finished copy of their volume on Karl Marx, who was a famous lepidopterist. Is that right? He's got the face of a famous lepidopterist, doesn't he? So this comes out in August. Yes, okay, this comes out in early August. This is a finished copy. I think we saw the advanced copy of this. It's just the Yale Jewish Live series just goes through. They're short, and it's just a whole. It's supposed to be a whole shelf of notable members of the chosen people. Let's see what this next one is. Peter is showing a lot of energy for tearing apart these packages, even though it is incredibly hot in Boston. Incredibly hot and humid. Oh, God help us. Okay, all right. This is coming out in October. This is On the Shoulders of Giants by Umberto Eco. This is a collection of essays. One of which I'm sure will be about Karl Marx. So we haven't got away from Karl Marx yet. The great sociologist Robert K. Merton, when asked in 1965 to summarize his views on his role in his profession, talked about his relationship to Marx, Weber, and all the greats as part of a grand procession in which if he saw anything, he was able to do so because he stood on the shoulders of his predecessors. And in this book, Umberto Eco does the same. But all of his predecessors will be dead, right? As opposed to Merton did not talk about dead people. This, I'm pretty sure, will. Well, anyway, this is the advanced copy. It comes out in October. A collection of literary essays by Umberto Eco. He's one of the only people who could even try to carry that off. We'll see. We'll see if it's bearable. Umberto Eco is a decidedly hit or miss author for me, so this could be a miss. Let's see. Oh, great. Okay, this is from St. Martin's. This is out already, I believe. Yeah, well, July 16th. Yeah, that's out already. I think I missed this the first time. This is by Matthew Kipnis, and it's 10 Years a Nomad. It's a finished copy of 10 Years a Nomad, a traveler's journey home. Part travel memoir, part philosophical travel manifesto. For a rapidly increasing segment of the population, the traditional 9-to-5 life is losing its appeal. Do tell. No one understands this better than Matt Kipnis. Almost 10 years ago, he realized that living life meant more for him than simply meeting traditional milestones like buying a car, paying a mortgage, or moving up in the career ladder. So he set off on a 500,000-mile trek, staying in 1,000 different hostels in 90 different countries. That's rather impressive, I would guess. What does he look like? Is he young? Limber? Yeah, he's young. And he's been all over the world. And when he's not on the road, he's usually found in Austin, Texas. And of course, for natural reasons, travel memoirs like this appeal to me. I have never written my own. It's by far in the informal sweepstakes on this channel of books that you would all like to see me write. It is by far the winner. By far the most suggested of people saying, "Would you please write your own about your own travels?" It's my tally of hostels is lower than this guy's, but my tally of countries is considerably higher. So maybe someday I will do a boring travel memoir. But in the meantime, maybe his won't be boring. We'll see. It's right away, so it'll be the first on the list. Unless something supplants it. You never know. A gigantic biography, for instance, would supplant it. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my. Okay. All right. All right. Quite a few of you will be interested in this with a far greater intensity than I am. This is due in mid-August. I believe it's a paperback original. Paperback original, he said. Yes, a paperback original. And it's by Joe Moran, and it's called First You Write a Sentence. The elements of reading, writing, ... and life. First, you write a sentence. Books like this are usually geared at people who want to figure out the whole writing thing and get to work on producing material. And that's not me. So I tend to read these things and in one ear and out the other. Professor and lecturer Joe Moran takes readers beyond the basic definitions of a sentence, starting with a capital letter and ending with a full stop, to reveal the joy that is making meaning out of ordinary words. Whether it's finding the ideal word, crafting a story, or constructing a paragraph, the sentence is a point of common ground for writers across all genres. Oh my, okay, so this is going to be very rudimentary. It'd be very much of interest to those of you who are, quite a few of you I know who are interested in sort of the formalistics of English, that sort of thing. And this is right up your alley. It's not anywhere close, geographically speaking, to my own alley. But you never know. It's a paperback original due in a few weeks, so I will give it a try, and we'll see what happens. Let's see this next one. Finished copy, big fat finished copy. Oh, okay, great. I saw an advanced copy of this, and I dipped in and liked it, and I didn't go any further. And this is probably out already. August 13th. Okay, this is an August book. It's a big book. I think it's going to get reviewed everywhere. And it's by Christopher Leonard, and it's called Coke Land, The Secret History of Coke Industries and Corporate Power in America. Those of you who maybe aren't familiar with American politics, the Koch brothers wield an enormous influence on American politics, despite the fact that they don't hold elected office, despite the fact that they're not accountable to the public at all. And that's what this is going to be. Just as Steve Cole told the story of globalization through ExxonMobil, and Andrew Ross Sorkin told the story of Wall Street through Too Big to Fail, Christopher Leonard uses the extraordinary account of the Koch's ascent to tell the story of modern corporate America. Wow. So whoever wrote the pub sheet is clearly on board with Simon & Schuster's sale pitch, and you can see right away they want this to ascend to the top rank of this kind of book. And I have a feeling that they're going to be helped along in that regard by the American review apparatus. I don't think anybody's going to miss a shot at this book. I think it'll be reviewed everywhere if it hasn't started to already. Comes out in mid-August. Boy, oh boy. All right, well, I want to read, 10 Years of Nomad, but this is probably going to be fairly important. I should probably get to this. Who is this author? He's a business reporter whose work has appeared in the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, Fortune, and Bloomberg. And he is the author of The Meat Racket and also this book, which has already won an award. And he lives outside of Washington. Lives outside of Washington, D.C. So, Anacostia or Bethesda. He lives in one of those two places. But I'm not going to try and out him or anything. But he can't live anywhere else. Not and write a book like this. Huh. Okay, this should probably come first. But we still have one more package. So we'll just... Oh goodness. My assistant is revealed.
To be appearing soon.
You all thought it was Deb. No, it's not Deb. Let's see. What is this last one? Oh my. Okay. Alright, this is from Penguin Random House. Comes out in mid-August. It's a thriller. But it's another paperback original, so that's good. We have two paperback originals in just in this one thing. Oh wow, and it's a debut as well. Okay, fantastic. So this is Lauren North, The Perfect Son. A debut thriller that's coming out in paperback in mid-August. Great. So if you like the sound of it, you can go to your bookstore and just buy it. It's only going to be, what, $17? $16? Let's see here. Set in the tranquil English countryside, a new work of dark psychological suspense centers on a grief-ridden mother living in an isolated village, her young son, and her struggle to keep him safe as she spirals further into depression and paranoia. When Tess Clark wakes up in the hospital the day after her son Jamie's 8th birthday, she's sure of these things. She's been stabbed, her son is missing, and her grief counselor Shelley is involved. But no one is listening to her. After her husband Mark died suddenly in a terrible accident a few months earlier, the only thing keeping Tess together is Jamie. As they struggle to make sense of their new life without Mark, they find joy in brief moments of normalcy, like walking to school or watching television together. Life is hard without Mark, but Tess has Jamie, and that's what matters. But there in the hospital, confused and surrounded by people who won't listen, Tess's world falls apart. To save her son, she must piece together what happened between Mark's death and Jamie's birthday, but the truth might be just too much for her to bear. So who is Lauren North? She's extremely lucky. Her book has a blurb starred review from Publishers Weekly. They don't hand those out with boxes of candy. The star is entirely at the discretion of the reviewer. And a reviewer can go a year, 2 years, 10 years without giving one out. It's not like your editor's ever going to come to you and say, hey, I've noticed you haven't done a starred review lately. Nope. It's entirely the discretion of the reviewer.
I've only given 1 star ever.
Really? I thought I was stingy. Good Lord. 1 ever? Oh, my. It means something, in other words. So if you see on a book that something has a starred review from Kirkus or Publishers Weekly, it means something. That means something. Because that can't be bought. Publishers Weekly services like Publishers Weekly and Kirkus rely on the industry knowing that can't be bought. So, but who is this person? She studied psychology before moving to London, where she lived and worked for many years. She now lives with her family in the Suffolk countryside, and this is her first novel, and she's working on her second one. Great, fantastic, good for her. All right, so that's mid-August. If you're in the mood for a mother-son thriller, this is something that you can just buy. You can just pony up the $16. It's highway robbery, but it's not going to break the bank to do that if you want. I will put it on the list, but I think the big one comes first. So we have Cokeland. We have 10 Years a Nomad, a fairly intrepid traveler. We have Karl Marx, the latest in the Yale Jewish Lives series. If I remember, again, it's an uphill battle, I know, but if I remember, I will link to any reviews in the Jewish Lives series that I have done. I did one that I really liked that I remember on a studio chain. There were famous brothers. There were 4 of them, the Warner Brothers. I did one on those that I really liked, and I think I did one on Kafka, where I found the whole prospect of him being in the Jewish Lives series a little odd, and the book a little odd. But I'll try and find them. But again, if I don't remember, I have a distraction this time around. If I don't remember, just remember, not just with these books, but with any book in the world, any book that you come across. If you're wondering what I thought about it, whether or not I reviewed it, just go to Google, type in my name, type in the name of the book. That's the easiest way to know, to find out one way or another. But anyway, you're right. The new Umberto Eco, ruminations on books and authors that he's known and that he hasn't known. Not sure what kind of critical reception this thing will get. I'm sure that some people will do it. But if he were to write, a 600-page novel, every review organ in the entire world would review it. But something like this, they might give it a miss. And then first you write a sentence about the mechanics of writing sentences. And The Perfect Son, a paperback original debut thriller. So there you go. Not a bad mail haul for the last mail haul of the week. So I'll sign off for now, but I'll be back and I'll have company. Thank you, BookTube.